County, Dallas County, a few other counties. We're down here in Killeen at the Fort Hood rally, which just completed. Met a lot of people down here. One of them is Denise here, formerly of Arlington, now of Killeen. She grew up around where most of us live now, and been talking to her, and she understands more than most of us why we're doing this. So I wanted to ask her to take a few minutes and send a message back home. We can do it. So tell us about your brother.
My brother was my baby brother. There were 2 boys and 2 girls. I'm the oldest, he was the youngest. He was a great kid, always into everything, breaking bones, that type of child, but he was just the sweetest thing. In his junior high years, we had a little struggle on what he was going to become, and he joined the church and grew his hair long and met Amber, his high school sweetheart, and graduated, and they were married. And he wanted to provide and be a good husband and a good father, so before they were married, he joined the Army. Came back from boot camp, a totally different person, short hair and all. We watched him grow in the Army. He was Soldier of the Year for Fort Hood. Sorry.
It's okay.
He received many awards. He went to a specialist status before deployment to Iraq. Before deployment, Amber found out she was pregnant, and he was so excited, and probably would have been one of the best dads that anyone could imagine having. On New Year's Eve, we got a phone call that he had been killed in combat. And now that it's been a little while, I can sit back and look at everyone's reactions to it. There's one thing that sticks in my mind that was said by a friend of mine, that she had heard about, people getting married and raising their children and the impact of single parent homes. And to be honest with you, one of the first things that caught in my mind is I saw Amber sitting, holding herself, crying, asking what she was going to do for the next 60 years without my brother. Now, needless to say, Richard Smith II is here, and he doesn't have a father. Not by his choice. Not by any of our choices. So every time that I watch the news and another soldier is killed, it breaks my heart. Not just for now, but what will happen years from now. Me growing up in a single parent home was very difficult on my siblings, and we all wanted to make it a goal that we didn't raise our kids that way. And unfortunately, that did happen in this case. And that's very hard to deal with every day.
You said, we talked for a little bit when I first got here, and you were talking about how people are discouraged, and your mom in particular, they don't think we can do this. You said a little bit ago, before we started talking here, that you felt better after the rally.
Definitely. It's
Why?
nice to know. Well, Ron Paul has a lot of the values, traditional values that were instilled with me as a child. We grew up in it was a hard environment. It was a poor environment because of a single mother going to school and doing everything that she did. But to listen to the things that he has to say and the values that he feels about are the same as myself. And I do feel discouraged. I do feel like I see everyone make a change, vote, but I just no longer feel like that it matters what I think or what I see. And when I think of my brother dying for someone's rights and freedoms, no matter right or wrong as they may be, I think that I've watched just since I'm 33 years old. And it seems like from the time that I was old enough to remember that everything's changed, the reasons on the voting, what people are voting for, and the reason they even show up to vote. I think it's like he said, he made a very excellent point with grouping instead of individualism. And I've always believed in individualism, but I think nowadays everyone jumps on the bandwagon, oh, this is what they want me to do, or creating groups of people to find somewhere a sense to belong. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when he made that point, it felt like something clicked inside my head, like, that's another point that he's made that makes all the sense in the world to me. My little brother was an individual, without a doubt. I mean, he was, if you could talk to all the people that he worked with on a consistency, he was the one with a smile. If they told him to sweep the floor, he mopped it too. If the sergeant was hard on him, you know what I mean? He always kept a smile. And to some people, it made them mad that he was that way. But, even down to the day when everything happened, he volunteered to do some things. And he gave his life for this country. Right or wrong as that may be right now, he did it. But I definitely do, listening to him today, feel like that there is someone out there that still believes, and it does give me hope, especially for my kids, because I worry about it now. We can't celebrate Christmas at school anymore. We can't call it Christmas. I mean, there's just been so many things that have happened that are just outrageous to me. And it's like a contradiction. My little brother went and gave his life for what? What did he give his life for? Okay, for freedoms. Freedom for what? What does that mean? Because I can't send my children to the school I want to. You know what I mean? Because it's not in this district that they want them to be in. Yeah. And they want to prove a transfer for this reason or that reason. So what exactly freedoms are we talking about here? And that's just one of the many points that I have inside of my little feeble brain. No, I'm kidding. But him dying definitely changed my life. I went from working all the time in real estate to not being able to sit in a meeting anymore and listen to what they were talking about because it was no longer important to me. And it's the same thing now. And when I left my ex-boss that I left, she said she got ready to do an interview with my new boss, which I'm not working there anymore either. But she got ready to do the new job. She said, Denise is a wonderful worker. She's great. She'll do it. She's got the experience and she does everything. But she cares. She puts her family first. So like if there's anything going on with her family, she's not going to come to work or she's going to call in. And so when she asked me that, I said, well, yeah, isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Duh.
And so needless to say, my husband is active duty and it's very important to me that I take him to work, regardless if it's 4:30 in the morning and I wait in a line to get in the base for an hour. And I bring him his lunch, and then I pick him up and I make sure that he's taken care of. Because I don't have a chance to do it with Richard anymore.
And your husband, he's on his way.
And he's the best husband you could have, just like Richard was.